Hello and welcome to Kump.
Hello.
Hello, Lucy.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right. I can't complain because I wasn't hit by a hurricane. I don't know why I rhymed that. It seems I didn't mean to be glib. I just saw it like sitting there in the middle of the sentence.
Not 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You scolded me for considering putting this story on as an aside at the end.
Well, I said, should we talk about the hurricane? And you said, well, it's not the funny. Yeah, look.
The first thing you do is a rhyme.
Well, I mean, look, it's like primarily it was a comedy. We do comedy. We talk about issues of the world.
Yeah.
But primarily, but like, this isn't really that funny. And you go, well, we can bring it up later. And I go, well, it feels weird to bring up as an aside, as an also ran story. After we talk about the Blu-ray box set of the Iron Giant or whatever that's getting released on Amazon, which it's not. If you're a fan of that movie, I just made it up. I don't know. But yeah,
5 minutes to waste time between a review of Megalopolis and a review of The Wild Robot.
Right. That's the Wild Robot. That's what we're talking. So whatever. But yes, then I rhymed that sentence, and I feel good about it. I didn't mean to. I mean, whatever. I'm not really a pun guy.
Well, rest in peace.
Yeah, well, I mean...
90 souls.
First of all, a lot of people are affected. I mean, is that your way of saying, like, you might as well be,
dancing on their graves?
Don't even... Well, no, it's like, I mean, it's not just the 90 dead. It's also the... I mean, hurricanes are a nasty business,
Oh, yeah.
I love the idea of you being the commander-in-chief or whatever, the president. Yeah, and we want you to come to the hurricane spot, and talk, address the people, and you get off Air Force 2, whatever, the helicopter, and you're like, residents of Florida, rest in peace, all y'all. And you just get out of there. It's like, dead. A lot of them aren't dead. A lot of them are just devastated. I love the idea of you going to devastated people, like, rest in peace. This is the end of your life. I think, no, we're actually, we survived. No, we prolonged the inevitable. Yeah, well, it's a terrible hurricane in the west coast of Florida, east coast, west coast. I never know those coasts. We wish them we hope it goes as well as possible.
Yeah.
However, recovery or whatever.
Why they got to come up with like some kind of reverse hose.
Reverse hose.
Yeah.
A reverse hose.
Yeah.
So your idea is that you can point this reverse hose at the hurricane clouds or whatever, the gale force winds, mm-hmm. the trucks being carried by hurricane wind.
Yeah.
I don't know if that happens, but whatever, the floods, you can point this hose at everything and just suck it in.
Well, why not?
It's more of a powerful vacuum, if anything.
You have to dream before you can.
Isn't a vacuum a reverse hose? Isn't a water pump? I mean, they have pumps. They have like vacuums. I think they can suck water to a certain extent. I mean, what you really want is like some kind of like dam that like can pop up immediately.
Yeah. That's
a nice idea. Why don't we go to Florida and pitch that to Ron DeSantis? We have a emergency dam.
Yeah.
It'll be inflatable. An inflatable dam. Is that possible? I mean, I'm not talking about like a kiddie pool, but like make it out of Kevlar or some other ballistic material. And then we have a dam, and then I feel like kids are gonna choke on pieces of this dam. Probably, it's probably what will happen. That those kids in Florida will just gnaw on it. It'll be spring loaded somehow into the side of a mountain. But they don't have mountains in Florida. Whatever, the side of a dune, a sand dune, and then if a hurricane's happening, it'll just kind of pop out like an airbag. Probably kill a lot of people in the process. I mean, it's gonna be a powerful force if it's gonna be the size of a dam. But I pictured a lot of drunk kids, like drunk 10-year-olds, just like finding it in the sand one day and then just start gnawing at it like rats. Why am I defaming Florida now? It is their time of need.
Isn't this North Carolina?
Oh, well, that's different. Okay. Well, they'll let us do anything in North Carolina, probably. No offense. Well, yes. I mean, if I come to the governor of North Carolina, like I can build you an inflatable dam. You go,
Yeah.
oh, well, that's a horse of a different color, or something. I don't know why you would say that. Who is the governor of North Carolina? Is it the Wizard of Oz?
Who is the governor?
North Carolina. North Carolina does not have a governor because no, I'm just kidding.
Roy Cooper.
Roy Cooper. Get me a meeting with Roy Cooper tomorrow.
Yeah, he looks like a reasonable man.
No, but he looks at I can buy him. I bet I can buy him for a few $100, a few thousand. I'll give you a few grand, and I'm gonna sell him on this weird, very dangerous dam. I mean,
I feel like an inflatable dam that could be that could be an attractive kind of.
We haven't even come close to establishing amongst ourselves at least that this will in any way work. Don't forget that.
No,
we're worried about like how would we like shoot it out of the dune? How would kids gnaw on it and eat it? I mean, would this thing even work at all? I mean, I don't even know how. I barely know how a dam works. I understand it's a wall that holds water back. Like I don't understand the physics of it. I mean, I am learning math now, and it's going well. I've been teaching myself algebra again. And I was getting kind of like, not proud of myself, but like feeling good. And I remembered like, they teach us like ninth graders. I took us in ninth grade. So I shouldn't really be proud. Because I don't respect anything that children do. I should, whatever. But my point, I'm not able, I can't do it yet. I can't figure out the angles and the pressure.
But somebody probably could.
Well, yeah.
That's how you entice them. You say, you just give us the money and we'll find the person who can build the inflatable dam.
We're gonna lose all. This only works if we can save money on engineers and do it ourselves. That's why I'm learning the math. All right, I mean I'm gonna spend all my money on like math guys. Just doing. It's like they're gonna want like $100,000 to do a bunch of to use a protractor, figure out how much fucking. It's like, well, there's only so much material out there, right? It's a Kevlar, maybe a better one, maybe Teflon, but like, it's not like I can just build. It's not like, oh, you tell me how much water I gotta hold back, and I'll just dial that into the fabric. This is what it is. It's gonna hold what it holds.
What about a dome? Like, Stephen King made a dome scary, but if you had a dome for just temporary situations.
Domes are used all I don't know if I buy your premise that Stephen King put a kibosh on domes for history.
But I mean domes that cover.
Do they have a dome store? What is it? Is there a book called The Dome?
It's called The Dome.
I've never heard of this book. I don't think it has the impact you thought it did. So you're scared of domes because of this book. You read the book?
Well, you see it parodied like a lot in pop culture too.
The dome.
The dome.
I've heard of like the fog. Or he's afraid of fog because he like ran a kid over in the fog once or something.
What's villainized isn't just any dome. What's villainized is a dome that covers the area of an entire town.
Okay.
Or an entire county.
Who built it?
An evil mayor or something.
An evil mayor builds a dome, and everyone's like, no one questioned it. No one was like, why are you building a dome over our houses? How is this even possible? How did society function while they were building this dome over everyone's...
Oh, wait, no, it might be some kind of alien life form or something.
Well, that seems very different than a corrupt mayor. I mean... I don't know. Are you sure Stephen King knows? Like, it was the change from chapter to chapter, depending on which brand of beer he was mixing with his whatever albuterol.
I didn't read the book. I just know the cliche of the dome.
I never heard this cliche. That domes are what, dangerous or evil?
That they're evil.
I never heard this.
The town-wide domes are evil.
I know, like the super domes during Katrina, in New Orleans. Had a lot of bad stuff go down.
Oh, they had a bad reputation themselves, yeah.
Sure, but that was because of the personal the assaults and the violations that happened inside the dome. Not really. Right. The dome itself, I don't think was described with supernatural powers. Although I think they did tear it down.
Yeah, but their dome also didn't protect them from the hurricane. I'm imagining a dome that would protect you from a hurricane.
I think it did all right. I mean, first of all, I think it was there to people did stay there. It didn't protect. If your idea of protecting me from a hurricane is like when a hurricane happens, I'm going to come inside this dome and nothing can hurt me. Well, then no. Because people can hurt you. And people who are the one big caveat or whatever of the weakness of a dome is that other people inside the dome can do things to you.
Right.
Terrible things.
Well, yeah, the people inside the dome are sometimes the worst danger.
Well, they didn't get assaulted from outside the dome. There wasn't. That's not what happened. Those women weren't crying for stuff that happened through the dome. What's going on? Forget it about this whole dome being haunted thing.
Okay.
I want to give you. I don't want to kibosh your idea.
Yeah.
What was your plan? Just have a dome. Oh, and then it's always there, and the hurricanes won't hurt them.
Something that the hurricane can kind of just wash over.
I mean, it's kind of a miserable. You want people to live why don't you just live underground at that point? Why are we building a dome? Why don't we just dig a big hole in the ground and just say, hey, this ditch is the florist, this ditch is the bakery. This pile of piss is the pool. Why? I mean, people like having yards and stuff and seeing the sky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, people like seeing the stars.
That too.
Yeah.
Sure. Skies and stars. Mm-hmm. That's my motto. I'm a real estate guy. This house gives you the skies and the stars. And local terrible people.
Skies.
These young people around here do terrible crimes. But you can see the stars. That's for sure.
You can see the stars. That's our guarantee at Skies and Stars Dome Construction Company.
You can see a lot of stars when they stab you and you fall on your back and you're looking at the stars. You know what I mean?
That's what you'll see. It's the last thing you'll see.
Yeah. Oh man. No, I think my ballistic dam is a better idea in hindsight. But yeah, so this guy's Cooper is his name? Roy Cooper, you said?
Yeah, Roy. I think it's Roy Cooper.
That was someone else, wasn't it? Oh yeah, Roy Cooper. Well, yeah, we'll pitch it to him and we'll see. So hopefully, I was worried that it would seem disrespectful that if I brought up the hurricane, but I don't think it was.
No, I think that was very.
I think that was helpful, actually. Yeah. I think hearing about when you're looking for loved ones and and everything you have is gone, I think you want to hear some ideas. Right,
you want to hear solutions. You don't want to just hear a bunch of thoughts and prayers.
If I'm hunting for my wife's killer, this is a theoretical. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, and I'm just like, no. If the cops are going, hey, we bought a new computer, by the way, just so you know. I know you think we dropped the ball because this guy had done this before a bunch of times and we didn't care. But now we bought this new computer. It's a Dell, but it's really fast. It's got a really nice monitor. And we promise to use it this time and check our records when things happen. And I would go, you know what? That does make me feel a little better. Mm-hmm. At least you're admitting that there was a mistake made.
Right.
There's nothing worse than being gaslit after a loved one is killed.
Sure.
And you're like that's why you have to do a vendetta because it's just they're just going like, what are you doing? This is the way of the world. Yeah. So I think I'm bringing calm into the people.
Yeah.
Your house isn't where it was.
Closure.
But don't worry. We got some kind of ballistic dam. That just don't eat it. Don't let your kids chew on it. It'll ruin it. Speaking of disasters, this movie. Oh, well, speaking of, first disaster, subscribe to this damn channel, will you? Kump. This is Kump. If you're watching it, this is Kump, and you love it, and you know it, and it's time that you subscribed. I'm sick and tired of people shortchanging themselves. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't help. Maybe it does help, but I mean, I don't care. But I mean, you're just living your life in a way that's just, it's just you might as well. It's shameful to your children. Let's be honest. So just subscribe, all right, and and notification bells. Don't be one of those people who's like, hey, well, I subscribed, but I didn't know, I didn't get the bulletin about the guy going around getting kids and smacking them. Well, I didn't get the bolo. And I think, well, did you hit the notification bell? And I subscribed. It's all I know. Well, there's more to it. All right. I'm sorry that you grew up. the last time you looked into how YouTube works, back in 2007, all you had to do was hit subscribe. But now you have to go to the bell. they had the bell at some point, and you have to click it and say, "No, I know I subscribe, but I want you to. This means I want to actually know what happens on this channel." And I don't know what subscribe means. Subscribe just means like, hey, like it's like when you fill out a card for some salesman. Hey, I'm interested in property. I'm interested in come buy some time and pitch me some property. Sell me some land. It doesn't mean that you've agreed to anything. So notification bell, right? And then if you like the show as much as I think you do, and you're sitting there and you're going, what am I gonna do now with my life? This hour is over. I want another hour. Well, Patreon.com/RayComp. You get an extra episode every week, $5 a month. That solves that problem, doesn't it? So enjoy that if you like. Anyway, this movie.
That was great.
Thank you. Why don't I sell more?
Yeah.
I should be a salesman, just selling piss.
the aggressive pitch works well for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen when I can actually sell you piss, no problem. What happens to your son? It gets offered a job where he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, but your son, what if someone made him smoke pot?
Someone made him smoke pot?
Is he a good boy? Did he do it on purpose? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Probably not. He probably never would.
Yeah, it was his influence. This is the influence of that neighbor girl.
Oh, yeah, she's a slut.
Oh, yeah, well, you said it, not me. Anyway. Women, right? So anyway, she's probably, she's probably dosed him with that pot. By his piss. He's gonna need it. It's clean piss. It's good. My boys they don't fuck around. I don't let them. All right? And people will tell you, oh, piss, it goes bad after a while. It's not true. It's piss. What could change? It's just what's gonna stop being piss? You think this is CSI and like the scientists all like, oh, I can age the piss? Come on. Who would invent the machine that ages piss? It's a myth. All right? You buy it once, you keep it in a jar, it's there when you need it. I'd buy a bunch if I were you, because, but like, the only problem you'll have is not having enough. So buy as much as you can. But it's not going to go bad. That's horse shit.
Look, in this situation, I might buy a jar.
Okay.
Just a jar.
All right. Well,
yeah.
All right, it'll be $200.
$200.
Well, I mean, I hundreds of thousands of dollars are coming your way, and you're worried about 200? A measly $200? You might as well just burn your money. If that's how you think about the world.
I should be able to baptize my baby with that piss for that kind of money.
You can.
You can.
Who said you can't?
Oh, I can?
Yeah, am I stopping you? Am I the Pope?
Then I'll take 4.
All right, well, there you go. That'll be $6,000. Now I know how bad you want it.
Okay.
Anyway,
let's get on.
So Megalopolis. This movie. Look, I don't. It's no secret that I'm a big Francis Ford Coppola fan. I mean, I'm aware that not everything he makes is great, but I mean, I think my favorite film. And people sometimes, on that Patreon, I've heard people comment, "Why do you always say Apocalypse Now? Well, you bring it up all the time." That's not every episode. But it comes up sometimes. I love the film. All right, I'm sorry if I use it as a reference. It's like, hey, Kamala Harris. She's no Apocalypse Now of a candidate, if you ask me. But I just mean, it's just how this is my shorthand. But but whatever. The Godfather, I think is a tiny bit overrated. No, not tiny. A little bit overrated. It's great. It's like Apocalypse Now is better. The people go, Godfather's a perfect film. Shut up. It's good. It's a little overwrought. It's a little, but no, it's great. It's a great film, and so is 2. 2 is great too. And and 3rd is a big swing. It's not great, but it's, there's some good ideas in it. And the Rainmaker, it's all right. That wasn't really one of his best.
I'm just imagining you interviewing Francis Ford Coppola, and it's just you monologuing like this.
Well, I mean, I think you have to be flat. I mean, I gushed over one of his films.
Yeah.
How much? I mean, He's not like.
But you gotta trash some of them to make sure so he knows you're sincere.
I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to like give him. I'm not trying to do that thing. Like what's that? I'm not trying to neg Francis Ford Coppola. But I mean, look. I think he's a guy who's like, but confident enough in himself that like he doesn't need me to like Oh, and Peggy Sue got married. Oh, people they don't understand how good that one was. Like, whatever.
And Jack was a masterpiece.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, honestly, I've heard that it gets kind of dark.
It's
what's
very
about like
dark.
a kid who like dies at like 6 years old, right? Because he like ages into an 80-year-old man or something.
By the time he's in college, he's an elderly man. Basically.
Yeah, so I mean, he dies, right? When like the parents are like 22 or whatever. I mean, inherently, I don't know if they were going for it, but it seemed. I mean, I gotta see that movie. The Outsiders, I gotta see that again. I remember watching it and thinking it was terrible. But it looked like it was drawn with crayons. But I might have been like, it was years ago. Is it good?
The Outsiders?
It seems really dumb.
I don't remember it too well, honestly.
Hey, pony boy. They don't tell you about, the grease. It's like grease. Hey, let's pull a knife on this gas station boy. In the park. That started out as an impression and it became something weird. But overall, I think he's great. I think you can't if you're looking back, and then he made wine, right?
Yeah.
The thing about him is he started financing his own films. This fact will become pertinent in a minute. He started financing his own films after The Godfather, I guess, and he made Apocalypse Now, and that was a real cluster, real problem shoot. And even he thought it was going to be a disaster, and it was a wild success, or at least it was successful. I'm not sure it was very successful. And then he got hubristic. Hubris, as the Greeks say. And he made a movie called One from the Heart, which I've always meant to watch. I never have. It's a musical about a couple breaking up, and it's like special. It cost $100 million for some reason.
It's a musical? We gotta watch this.
It might not be a musical. I could be getting that wrong, but it's a movie that shouldn't have cost anywhere near $100 million, and it did. And like he lost all his money on it, and so that's why he spent all like the '80s making those terrible movies. And also, I mean, I'm sure having Nicolas Cage in your family, doesn't help. It's just, he probably like, Nicolas Cage's real name is Coppola, right?
Yeah.
But he's the only one in that family who didn't want any nepotism. His sister's Talia Shire. Well, she also didn't use his name. I don't know. Why is no one using his name? I'm Bob. I'll call myself Ray Coppola right now.
Isn't Sophia Coppola?
Well, yeah, but look at how it worked out.
Right.
Well, I guess now she got whitewashed because of, she made like Sophie in translation.
Lost in Translation?
Lost in Translation. Hate that movie. Whatever. So that's the story of Francis Ford Coppola. He made a wine vineyard, and people like that because whatever, it's just wine. People act like they can taste the difference. There's like good wine and there's not good wine. As long as it doesn't turn like vinegar, it's all the same shit. It's different grapes. Oh, you can taste the dirt in this one. Who wants to taste dirt? I don't understand. Like, this one tastes like blueberries. Like, if I want to drink blueberries, drink fucking blueberries. What is this shit? Oh, cherry. Oh, I mean, I've gotten the coffee recently, but like, I don't taste fig.
I've never once tasted like an essence of fig.
Yeah, it all tastes like bitter ash. Yeah. And I like it. All right. So Coppola, he did that scam for a while, and now he's got the Megalopolis. This is a movie that he's wanted to make for years. It's about is there an article about what this is about? I've seen the trailer. I don't want to get shut down by playing the trailer, but it looks like it's got the guy who played who's the Darth Vader replacement?
Oh, Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. What he played? He played Kylo Ren in the Star Wars. He's in Girls, and he's great. I like him all. He's a good actor. And he plays what? Like some kind of maestro, I imagine. What is this movie about?
So this is like the beginning of the plot. I don't want to read it all, obviously.
An alternate present day American Republic. All right, it's like a Roman Republic. It's a story about Rome. But in the future.
Huh.
Just make a story. Caesar Catalina clashes with the new Rome city mayor, Franklin Cicero. Caesar is the inventor of Megalon. God. a revolutionary new bioadaptive building material he believes can change the world, and his ambitious plans to utilize it to construct Megalopolis, a futuristic city of his own design. So this guy is a guy who makes like some kind of chemical compound, but also designs cities. He's a real polyglot. I'm like that guy DuPont who invented Kevlar, but also I designed Detroit. You don't hear that every day.
Right.
This guy does everything. They do craft service. After Caesar announced his intentions in a televised speech, Cicero leads a smear campaign against him involving the death of his wife and the post-mortem disappearance of her body. I mean, this could be a great film, but it does not sound like something that would do well today. It has too many moving parts. And long story short, it hasn't done very well so far.
Right. People
are saying it's not great. They might just be confused by it. I haven't seen it yet.
I'm curious to see if you actually kind of like see the $100 million on the screen.
How would that work? Typically, in your mind, like
where, typically I would think $100 million movie, you're going to see a lot of like kind of stunning visuals. Like
you're picturing just seeing like a bunch of diamonds. Here's my Fabricia, get my diamond cape. Oh, I love the feeling of diamonds on my back. That's the truest luxury of all. Fabricia, have I ever told you how much this diamond cape cost me? $75 million. It's worth every penny. I still had enough money to buy other expensive things, which I'll explain later. The total is upwards of $100 million.
His wife dies and he just like buries her in diamonds.
He's just got like a coffee can of diamonds. He's just pelting her at the dinner table, just throwing diamonds at her face. Like, stop that! Oh! He's like, I'm throwing diamonds at you. This is the future. I mean, that's a good point.
His prop master is like, we can easily recreate a realistic diamond without using actual diamond material.
Right.
He's just like, no.
He shoots himself in the leg. He goes, I'm going to tell the cops you did that. You're fired. Expect a lawsuit. So this is like, and stuff like that was happening on set. Not the gun shop, but I mean, he was firing people, I've heard. It was, I mean, that could be, these are lies you hear on like Twitter and stuff, maybe, but it was a mess. But I do agree, because movies these days, these Marvel films, you tend to just get these like very, like, it's just CG shit. So it'll be like, Iron, they want to have like, Iron Man not have his helmet on. So instead of taking his helmet off, they do like a CG thing or something. Don't at me. I'm right. I'm in the ballpark. I'm saying so you're not really, but I like your idea of just having expensive things in the shot, like a rap video, But
you know what I mean. Visual effects, like actual good visual effects, sometimes cost a lot of money.
Well, sure.
But
that's what I just said.
It's interesting to see like how elaborate the set is. Like that.
I've heard you can see the green from the green screen sometimes, so that's
that's not good.
Not a good sign. But if it's offset with diamonds, and gold. It does seem very shiny in the film. Mm. What is this article bring up the article about how badly it's done?
Megalopolis flops. The wild robot soars at box office.
So they're saying it's a flop. Now this is interesting because I mentioned that Vineyard. Let's say here, the problem here is that Coppola has. They say he spends his own money, but what he really did was he leveraged his vineyard, right? Mm. He spent $100 million. He basically got a loan for $100 million against his vineyard to make this movie that he always wanted to make about diamond crimes.
Francis Ford Coppola's decades in the making self-financed epic Megalopolis flopped with moviegoers, while the acclaimed DreamWorks animation family film The Wild Robot soared to #1 at the weekend box office.
How was Wild Robot? This is the guy who made The Godfather. This is the guy who made Apocalypse Now. There's a guy who made The Rainmaker, and people are going to see a wild robot.
Yeah,
it just
they want to see a robot live with animals.
All you have is that what the wild robot is?
I think it's about a robot that runs away and lives with animals.
It does sound cute. I mean, I gotta be honest, it doesn't really pay to make films that aren't trash anymore. Like, and by trash, I mean anything kids like. Anything that like inspires the imagination. Like, if you need to be inspired by a movie, just take drugs. Let me tell you. It's like, it ain't gonna, I mean, it's just they're there. Just lie to a psychiatrist. I don't know. Like, they'll just not even lie. I mean, honestly, if you just explain yourself to a psychiatrist, they'll probably prescribe you something. To most people. I mean, it's just most people who aren't on like pharmaceutical drugs probably. I'm not saying they should be, but it's like, who are psychiatrists? They're just a bunch of doctors who like listen to you talk about your wife. My wife said to me, what? My terribly smell. I always shit all over her feet in bed. Why don't you? You ever thought about taking Paxil? What's that? He's like, I don't know. Just take it. They gave me a bag of pens. They gave me some swag. They used to. I remember going to the doctor back in the day. They used to just come in and like just dump a bunch of swag. You know what I mean, like pens and fucking and beer koozies and shit into the closet. They wouldn't even like no one like they just had a key or something. Like pharmaceutical reps. And then every year they I found out later it was like, oh yeah, they would just take him to the Doctor of Turks and Caicos and shit and get him whatever, get horseback riding. It used to be great. I mean, it used to be great to be a doctor in this country. They really ruined it because they made laws saying you can't do that. As of now, but like, are people like off pills now? No. But like, you used to be able to make a living being a doctor. Now those people sell Bitcoin. Like, if I can't make money shoving Prozac and Oxy down some hillbilly's throat, I'll just tank the economy with NFTs and Bitcoin. It doesn't work. Bad people need jobs.
Yeah. People
with low morals need to be funneled into work where like they only hurt a few people at a time. You can't give them scalable pain in the form of economy crushing jobs. But I digress. We're here to talk about the wild robot.
Megalopolis, Coppola's vision for a Roman epic set in modern day New York, was never expected.
I thought it was Rome.
A Roman epic set in modern day New York. I thought it was a futuristic New York.
Why just go to Rome and make it?
Yeah. Was never expected to perform close to that level. But the film's $4 million debut was still sobering for a movie that Coppola bankrolled himself for $120 million. Jesus.
Oh, so he put $20 million of his actual cash.
$120 million.
Like he went to the bank and was like, I'd like to withdraw $20 million. I said, what is it for? He's like, no, you have business. Who would ask me? I had that situation once. I had a situation where my rent was like, I don't know, $850 a month. But I would pay, like the guy had the cable like hookup. He had like Vios or whatever, and he just charged me whatever the cost, like from Cablevision or Vios or whatever, for an additional box for the cable, which is not a bad setup. So it was like whatever. It was actually $17 or whatever. So my rent would be like $867. This is years ago. It was actually a decent apartment in Long Island. But the point is, it was like $867 or something a month, some weird number. And so I would withdraw that from the bank and to give it to the guy. And one time his tellers, guy in his 20s, like I was at the time.
Yeah.
He's like, strange amount. What's it for? And I wasn't that confident about it. I was like, what? What do you mean, what's it for? He's like, oh, this is a weird number. Like, well, your damn business, what it's for. You can't ask me that. It's like, well, I can ask you. That might be the first time I ever, because now like I don't try to yell at workers, but like I'm not gonna get bullied. And and what I interpret as being bullied or attempts at bullying, maybe whatever. Maybe I'm pretty loose with that. But I stand up for myself. All right? That might be the first.
Honestly, that was good. That guy's probably a menace.
Yeah.
He's probably always asking people what they're pulling money out for, like a creep.
He's probably in the bushes staring.
He's probably some kind of like voyeur.
Yeah, he's too afraid to watch people piss.
Yeah.
So he asks them what their bank numbers. Ooh, what's 867? Ooh, what are you buying a collection of old coins? What is this? I mean, is that the weirdest shit that happens at a bank? I imagine things, especially in the 2000s when the mortgage crisis was going on and everyone's on, whatever. I don't want to mention oxys again because it seems, redundant. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was happening at the time too, right?
Yeah.
And this guy, and like nothing, you would think that during in a bank day, everyone's on drugs and doing crimes. And I'm just, he's like 867. It's like 3:00 in the afternoon. He hasn't seen anything crazier that day. He's asking me about why is there an odd number that you're withdrawing? Usually people withdraw even number money. Point is, what was my point? Why did I bring up that story?
I don't know.
So he went to the bank and.
Oh, you were late to Francis Ford Coppola here.
Yeah, because the guy's like, what's it for? And he's just, so I said, I'm gonna give you a daughter. You pay her for the sex I got. He's like, what? I'm sorry, Padre.
Following its premiere at the Cannes Film Festival.
I assume the guy's daughter was, of age. I wasn't implying that.
I would assume so too, yeah.
Like, my daughter's 10. He's like, oh, I feel terrible.
Following its premiere at the Cannes Film Festival, critics have been mixed on Coppola's first film in 13 years.
Wow.
Audience gave it a D+ cinema score. But by any financial measure, Megalopolis was a mega flop. But from the start, the 85-year-old Coppola maintained money wasn't his concern. Coppola fashioned the film, which he first began developing in the 1970s, as a grand personal statement about human possibility.
Well, that doesn't sound realistic.
You think...
The extent of human possibility is how many holes you can get fucked in.
I wonder if he really thinks bioadaptive architecture is the key to utopia.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like. I mean, I doubt it. I mean, I doubt he made a movie about a guy who like, hey, look at these bioadaptive houses and it all works out. But maybe they killed the guy because they're so good.
Right.
And this guy, it's possible. I don't know what that means. First of all, what's a bioadaptive house? So if it rains, what? It like turns into a boat? It's a terrible idea. Just stay a house. Houses typically protect you against things.
If it rains, your walls that are made of human skin start dripping.
Jesus. But it helps because it adds to the, you don't get asthma because the air's not dry. It's humid. What the hell? And what happens in a sandstorm? What's it do? Well, the walls, they work. Oh, good. I mean, houses don't really need to be bio. Like, most bio stuff. I mean, like if it's a fire, does it like just turn into an ice cube? Your house is just those freezy freaky gloves. Remember freezy freakies?
Freezy freakies?
There were these gloves I used to have as a kid. They were all the rage, and it was a pair of gloves you'd have, and when it got really cold, a picture of a penguin would turn up on it.
Oh.
Or something. I love my freezy freakies. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, wow.
These are the kind of things that got me excited when I was a kid. Oh, I had the robot one.
Did you have the Gundam one?
I had it is a Gundam, basically. That's basically a Gundam.
Yeah.
Wow. I probably got sued over that. It just says robot.
Yeah, there's all like these knockoffs. Like they have some kind of My Little Pony knockoff.
Right.
They have a Gundam knockoff.
Yeah, this is what is a bunch of dumb spaceships. This is
They have a BMX one.
Yeah, BMX was popular when I was a kid. Like they would just sell BMX bike. Oh, you got a BMX bike? I don't know what it meant. They were dirt. I don't know. I had a BMX bike, but I was just had training wheels on it. Anyway, I had the robot. But that's basically what he's talking about. Like,
right.
Don Giovanni, well, bioadaptive. I'm just a simple farmer. What does that mean? Oh, when your house, when it rains, a picture of the Virgin Mary shows up on it. Like, oh, that sounds so nice. Yeah, that is nice. I also designed the city of Portland, Oregon. You go, my mother was stabbed there. Oh, I'm sorry. It was nicer when I built it.
Everyone's so worried about money, Coppola told the Associated Press in an interview ahead of the film's release. I say, give me less money and give me more friends.
What's going on? Did all his friends abandon him?
I don't know what he means by friends. Is Adam Driver his friend now?
He's just calling him Adam Driver.
At 3 a.m. He's just like, calling it Adam Driver.
You know that sucks. Like, when you're Adam Driver and you're just living in a... What is this?
I don't know.
It's a mailman. We don't. The mailman doesn't come here no more. All right. I'm just picturing. I'm sorry, but I'm just. What are you doing?
Just you can go on. I'm listening.
Fine. It's not what you think it is.
Okay.
Adam Driver living in a river of pussy, essentially. You know, he's a movie. He's like the last movie star. Matt Damon's old now. No offense, Matt Damon. I'm sure you can still smash. You know, Ben Affleck. You want to buzz him in?
Yeah, just a second.
Jesus. I'll monologue about Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and how old they are. But, you know, they're in their 50s and 60s. Adam Driver is living like the rock star movie life, and he has Coppola just sitting there just like, you know, coughing, calling him at 2 a.m., bothering him, just, you know, hey, did you ever see, what do you think about the Three Stooges? I always preferred the Marx Brothers. And he's just like, I'm trying to bang this chick from Tinder or whatever. What's that thing, Raya? What do the rich people use as that? Raya? Adam Driver's trying to, like, you know, pick up some chick on, is it called Raya?
Oh, like celebrity dating app or something? Yeah, I think so.
He's trying to stick it to Florence Pugh, and like Francis Ford Coppola's like, you want to go fucking hang out at the Rockefeller Center? Like, it's not even Christmas. What are you talking about? You know, I like just looking up and thinking about how they make SNL there. What are you talking about? I like hot dogs. You like hot dogs? Shit like that, you know? Mm-hmm. Or maybe Coppola's probably a good dude. I'm making it seem like he's just some, you know, he just makes wine all day and like also cheats on his wife. I'm assuming. I don't know for a fact. But like in a way that his wife wouldn't even care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like an 85-year-old Italian. At that point, you think his wife is like, no, spend more time with me. So whatever. I'm saying.
Studios passed on Megalopolis after Cannes. Lionsgate ultimately stepped forward to distribute it for a fee. Coppola also picked up the tab for most of its $15 million in marketing costs. The film, which stars Adam Driver, Nathaniel Emmanuel, and Aubrey Plaza, also played in about 200 IMAX locations, which accounted for $1.8 million of its ticket sales.
I think, look, first of all, I'm going to caveat this with, I'm going to go see this movie. I think all of you should too. I mean, I don't get points on it or anything. And while you're at it, also on Netflix this week, on Tuesday, October 1st, Tim Dillon's got his show coming out. Tim Dillon's This Is America. Very funny show. So also watch that. But watch this Megalopolis. And also, that being said, it does not bode well. That, you know, I don't know. When everyone at Cannes, and at Cannes, they think it's like, I just think Cannes was like a pretentious film festival.
Yeah.
But the more I learn about it, it's just more like, it's just where you go, like, it's a butcher shop for films. You go there, that's where you, like, basically, that's where, like, Bob Schiarelli at Jupiter Films fucking agrees to buy, like, you know, the Ukrainian rights to your shitty, like, you know, action with comedy with Jean-Claude Van Damme. You know what I mean? That's not, I always thought it was like, you know, like that Palme d'Or shit. Like, that's just like, that's not most of it. Right. So he goes there, and then none of these scumbags, these arms dealers who launder their money through films could start this movie with any merit. And he's like, I just gotta go straight to the public. I'll spend $15 million showing them what this is. I mean, the trailer looks bold. Right. Doesn't necessarily look good. But I mean, you're supposed to see the films of great people. What do you want though? Look, I like a little Iron Man. I like a Spider-Man movie once in a while. But who made those movies? What are their names? Those brothers.
Oh, the
liars. The ones who I don't believe that they're brothers. The Russo brothers. Also Italian men, it sounds like. But whatever. They probably know, whatever. I'm not disparaging Italians. The point is, they made a couple movies on their own that weren't Marvel movies. Weren't any good. Right? No one liked them. And that's fine. They're very successful at making Marvel. They make the good ones, the ones people like, and they're coming back. But then they don't make, like, oh, we want to branch out on their own. And they're like, oh, no one gives it. This is not a time for people. Like, no one's good anymore. Scorsese is like at 50% of what he was. He's still great. But Killers of the Flower Moon, I liked it, but it's just it was whatever. It's like everything's got to be 5 hours now, and no one's getting their head put in a box cutter machine. I'm just saying, this is who you get. What are you gonna you gonna go see? You gonna go see some movie that's directed by like that? Some guy off YouTube. One of those stupid spoof guys. He's like film nerd guys who bitch about film. These Patrick Willem types. The guy, actually, this is that movie. Shut up. Go make something and shut up. Talk about movies all day. I'm saying, like, this is what you do. These people sit around. They have millions of views on their YouTube channels, and these people are like, these people seem to care about film. Francis Ford Coppola comes out with a film at 14 years. Look, is it good? I don't know. You don't get this idea that you have to know how amazing a movie is going to be before you see it. Mm-hmm. Just go take a risk. So what if it costs $100 per ticket, and your kid's gonna want a falafel, and that's like 80. I get a fucking falafel for $5 in the street, and you're charging me $80. Yeah, it ain't great, but I mean, do you want to live in a world? You want to live in like Soviet Russia where the art's illegal? This is capitalism. Art costs money. Yeah. Do you want everything to be a picture of the Virgin Mary holding the Jesus? What do they call it? A paella?
A pieta?
A pieta? Paella. A pieta? You want everything to be a goddamn pieta? Because if you do, then don't pay any money, and the church will pick up the bill, but they always have. Mm-hmm. That's why we don't have pietas every 2 feet in society anymore. Because capitalism happened, and we started paying for art.
I gotta say, some of those pietas were pretty good, though.
They're great, but if I'm going on a date, I don't want, and I'm trying to get, I'm trying to make something happen. Not back in the day, I'm a married man,
right?
But no one wants to take a date, and they're trying to get the bang and get lucky, get a lucky bang. They don't want a pieta on the screen. They want some horror movie. Or Francis Ford Coppola while you're at it. I'm just saying, if you want art to be just a bunch of pictures of Jesus getting crucified and spit on. I mean, the things that Catholics did. I mean, because the artists were good, but they kept being like, does anyone else want some art? And it's like, does anyone else have money right now? It's the year 1700 or whatever, 1650. Does anyone want to buy some art? And some fucking priest going, I'd like a picture of Jesus getting put in a vat of acid. Like, what? They hit him so hard. I know they crucified him. No, before they crucified him, they made a walk with the cross. I mean, all right, well, that does sound bad. It's heavy cross. Oh, that's heavy. And then what they did was they beat him with whips. Gee, I can paint the whips. And I already got that. Da Vinci already did that for me. I want you to paint him the shit mixing in with the blood in his forehead from the whip wound. Just like a real close-up of that. That's what happened to art because no one else wanted to spend money on it. And then Adam Smith came along and invented capitalism. And now we can get, you can watch a Wes Anderson movie if you want. You can watch Rushmore. And now everything's got to be a fucking Jesus, fucking on the verge of death. Just saying. So fucking take a risk with your money. I'm sorry. Like, it might be great. You know who they really wanted to cast in The Godfather? Robert Redford. All right, this is not everything's what you think it's gonna be.
Right.
This might be a fantastic film. You can't go on Rotten Tomatoes and go, it's just what percentage of scumbag film critics thought this was good? They're always wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
oh no, like they've definitely I kind of hate sometimes I'll look at it if I'm just like really unsure about something. Right. But I hate reading all those, everybody trying to be clever in the comments. Yeah. I hate film reviews.
No, like everything's made by Apple TV now. You have Ridley Scott, who's made some good films. Let's not kid ourselves. Yeah. It's like Napoleon might as well have been Napoleon.
Like after Napoleon, and look, I didn't think Napoleon was great.
No, it's terrible.
But it's like reading some of the reviews of Napoleon. It was clear, like some of these people just like the idea of like I'm gonna take Ridley Scott down a notch.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, but also it's just
he made Alien.
Yeah, he made Alien. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. Yes, so what if Napoleon's like whipping his dick around and telling, and then you can see a smartphone. Who cares? All right, the guy made Alien. And Thelma and Louise. You know? Fucking, I never thought Gene Davis was that hot, but then you see Thelma and Louise, it's like, I get it. Now I get why she was a big star. All right, so who cares if he's fucking playing, if Napoleon's playing Angry Birds while he invades Corsica or whatever. I mean, what this Wild Robot movie?
Yeah, you want to see it?
I mean, it's about what? Like it's about a little robot. Just bring up a picture of what he looks like. I mean, I'm picturing like a little. How do I know exactly what it would look like? It's just some stupid.
It's a robot with a fox and a possum. Honestly, this looks dope.
No, this is a problem. We first of all, kids should not be. Robots are. First of all, they don't exist. They're stupid. You know, the idea of robots is dumb. Why would you know what a robot is? It's just some fucking spike that goes in the ground. It just like looks for oil. You know, it's just a robot is just something that, you know, it makes a computer chip out of a kid's skeleton. You know, it carves things. Because they're a robot. That's what robots are. No one needs a humanoid robot. No one needs a thing that looks like a person. Yeah. I mean, unless you want to have sex with it. I mean, and that's the one application. You know, this idea that you have like a maid. I mean, it's kind of perverse. Like, you have Roombas already. But no, we won't. Look, I like the fact that it picks up all my dirt and piss. But could it look like a person? So I can imagine, you know, it's like, whatever. I'm just saying. So, and now animals have no sentience. I mean, I love my cat, but it doesn't reason. Sure. But these animals somehow are showing empathy or a bag of, you know, aluminum.
Well, I mean, the Iron Giant was basically a robot.
He
was sympathetic.
First of all, I don't give a shit about the Iron Giant. I don't know what it's about. What is it about? It's about some fucking robot that, like, you know, it was supposed to, like, you know, bomb an orphanage and then forgot. What happened in that movie?
I think maybe he is some kind of military weapon, but like he becomes friends with a kid.
They always are. You know why? Like Short Circuit was that. It was a military weapon, and then magically through magic it becomes something that doesn't kill people. You know why? Because that's the only thing they're good for. You fuck them and then they kill people. You know? And honestly, I mean, I wonder if they'll even be different. They'll probably save money and having to retool the factories, so all the horror robots will just also be killers. And when we fight China in a war, it'll just be all the horror robots. Mm-hmm. You know, they'll just change. They'll change they'll take the pump thing out. So if you capture them, because they don't want the worst thing in the world. If I'm a general, it's like I'm talking to the president of the United States. Like, hey, look, it didn't go too bad. We only lost 500 of our horror/soldier robots. Mm-hmm. Problem is, it sounds great. It's great, General Kump, but there's one problem. I gotta speak truth to power here. All right, I'm not gonna take all your kisses. I'm telling you the problems. That, you know, he's not gonna be. You know, it's not like other wars. I mean, I guess sometimes soldiers got fucked when they got captured, but I mean, these are horror robots, so I mean, we're giving them free prostitutes, whatever, and it's helping their morale. So in light of that, I think going forward we should have an interchangeable port down there, and it's just a solid block when they go to war. We take out the pussy or the dick, it's gone. Or you take it out. You don't have to put anything there. I mean, you don't want to get moldy down there. So whatever. The point is, and then then we go to dinner. The president and I. But the point is, that's what robots are for.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
But you think the Iron Giant?
But I think that sometimes.
Sorry, it was a long diatribe. I'm sorry.
Look, that is probably closer to the reality. I'll give you that.
Sure. Well, but sell me on the Iron Giant. Go.
Look, he's just a fun, brave giant who helps this little kid out. Right. And, he's not trying to hurt anybody.
Well, why does the kid need help? Are you trying to kill his family?
I don't know. Maybe the military comes after them. I'm not sure. I don't really remember the last part of that movie.
That would be a great thing. I mean, honestly, I would be a great general. Same universe as the last thing. But I'd be like, hey, Mr. President, like, what do you want? Like, we make robots that like go hunt and kill families. What? Like, hear me out. But then they raise the kids. So it's like it looks good. We get to pretend like we're good people. It's like it's a peace mission and a killing mission, and it's just confusing.
It can be called Bots for Boys.
Bots for boys, yeah.
We only raise the boys.
Enough of this. Oh, why is everything got to be gendered? Because it's better that way. People like it. Don't worry about it. If you want to invent something, you can make it bots for children. I'm calling it bots for boys. Anyway, I like that. My boys got bots. Adam Drive, someone or Free the Freakies. What's our takeaway here? I should make a children's movie.
Yeah. What kind of creature would you want to make a children's movie about?
It's just it's a guy who sells insurance. it's one of those movies like Up. Where everyone's like, I didn't see Up. He's like a balloon salesman.
Yeah.
And then he like steals a lot of balloons from the factory or something.
Yeah.
And like and his kid gets stuck in the house or whatever. His grandson like almost dies because he like brought a bunch of balloons home. Something like that. I'd make a movie where this guy's selling insurance, like life insurance, but he sells it to kids with his parents not knowing. And you can basically, it's basically this guy. Well, he's like the villain of the movie, kind of. You find out he's a villain, but he's like this guy. These kids all like get summer jobs. It's called summer jobs, and he's like they get these summer jobs because this like local guy like kind of gaslights these kids. He like grooms them into buying, they're thinking they need to get life insurance, and he just and he just takes like he charges them like $100 a week or something, like some crazy number, and. But then his kid dies, and like he doesn't pay it out because he doesn't even work for an insurance company. It's just a total scam, and so it's about how these kids get revenge by they basically they start a carnival with the help of a priest to hire a hitman.
Oh wow!
Yeah. It's like and then they raise they almost don't raise enough money, but they do.
Wow.
Yeah. And the whole Chekhov's gun thing, you see the hitman at his house with a gun. Really. So Chekhov's gun is checked off there.
That's the first shot of the movie.
Yeah. It's a hitman. He puts a fucking sign out that says like open for business. It's foreshadowing. And so these kids, just montages, like it's just animated montages of kids, working at McDonald's or mowing lawns, and this guy's into like horse betting. Look, I'm not making the Mona Lisa here. It's a movie.
Yeah.
There'll probably be a musical number.
Do you think we could get Francis Ford Coppola to direct this?
I could now, sure. I'm gonna go whatever this bank is that like lent them the money for this fucking. I'm just gonna go to them. I'm not even gonna ask him. I'm like, give me Coppola. No, but like, yes, I'm like, he owes us a lot of money. I mean, I guess I just take his vineyard. That's the thing. He don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna do something to the vineyard if the movie flops? He has to give them the vineyard. Did he like
set it on fire?
Well, I just meant isn't the thing when you dump salt on it, it ruins it? He salts his vineyard. I mean, I would if I worked on a movie since the 70s, and then the bank thinks they can take away my vineyard.
just because I put it up as collateral.
Yeah, just because no one wanted to see my dumb movie about a guy who invents a bioadaptive house and those designs the city. What is he fucking? Shitty Levittown. Yeah.
This is Cronenberg Levittown.
This is Cronenberg Levittown is what it is. I mean, have you been to Levittown?
No, I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah, but not currently.
No.
It's nothing great.
No.
I mean, I'm not saying you would confuse it for like a scene from I don't know. What's the movie where everyone doesn't want to live? Can we think of one movie where people don't want to live there? The Terminator 2 in the future. It ain't that.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
It's better than that. It's better than it's not, but it's not great.
Well, good luck to Levittown.
Good luck to Levittown, and good luck to Francis Ford Coppola and his Megalopolis. I didn't know we were going to spend most of the episode talking about him, but I mean, he earns it.
Yeah.
He earned that right. Now, and next week we'll let you know how it goes. I mean, but find out for yourself. Don't wait for gurus. Enough with the guru shit. I mean, like, a guy like Coppola makes good movie. I respect, but some guy, I'll teach you how to make a movie. No one can teach you shit. They can teach you how to, make a birdhouse, not make a movie. All right, these YouTubers, enough with you. This is great cinematography. You barely know what that means. You probably think of gaffer. You don't even know what gaffer is. And if you do, who cares?
Just knowing things doesn't make you good.
Doesn't mean shit. I don't want to read a book. Doesn't mean anything. This guy put his fucking vineyard up. You gonna question him? Go fuck yourself. Seriously, eat shit and die. I'm done with these freaking people. Remember, if you like this show, you subscribe to it. That's what you do. All right, subscribe. Get on that bell, and if you really can't live without it, or if you just want more, patreon.com/RayCump. Extra episode every week, $5 a month. Enjoy yourself. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Have a great week.